Should Potter be sacked?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Hey, Gal, I want to go to you first. Could you say no?
Because I told you guys from the beginning nothing was going to change. I told you guys that it's going to take time.
2 wins in 15.
I told you guys when you have all these players that you're signing, they don't even know each other. Half of these guys just met like last week, and you expect them to be gelled.
So you can't beat Southampton?
Bro, let me finish, and then you'll speak, okay? Let me finish, and then you'll speak, because it will get cut in every 2 seconds, and no one will get their point across.
Don't get called a pussy now.
Number one, Graham Potter has just gotten into the job this season a couple months ago, and people expect him to have instant success. You guys, Chelsea fans in general, you guys are impatient, and you've been spoiled brats this whole time, sacking managers every single couple months after a couple poor results. Also, you expect him with a new back room, a new owner, new players, absolute new defense, midfield and strikers to change everything. You have no informed player from the beginning when he was already coming in. You have no players who are actually performing well before he was coming in, and you expect him to come in and just change everything. Honestly, your club, it's going to take some level of patience. Your players don't know each other. Your manager is just getting used to figuring out who's good and who's not good. And if you guys sack him, you're just going to be in the same situation. You're going to have another person coming in trying to figure out how to make a group of individuals a team.
Oh, can I?
No. I've got to respond. No, Igal. This is why what you're saying, with all due disrespect, is complete and utter nonsense. So you're telling me that all because he's got all these players, new defense, new midfield, new attack, you can't beat Southampton, the worst team in the league, who just sacked their manager in their previous game. You lose to them at home, arguably having the worst performance ever. Wait, no, Igal, I let you talk. Let me talk. So 2 wins in 15. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. I remember that first season when Abramovich brought in all those new players with Ranieri, Damien Duff, Mutsu, Crespo, and so forth. It was hard. They weren't playing well. It wasn't 2 wins in 15. This excuse that because you have all these new players coming in and you have a new defense and so forth and a new backroom stuff that you have, it's only 2 wins in 15, that's unacceptable. At the end of the day, you're a manager, you still have good ingredients, you still have good quality, and you should have won a lot more games than this. Now, here is the massive underlying issue. Tuchel should have been sacked. Shout out to Zagreb. They lost to Zagreb, should have been sacked. No one signed off on Potter taking over. We now know that Todd B, he's a guy who is in Twitter spaces. Potter was a sexy, trendy name on Twitter, and he went for him. So he's trying to turn Chelsea into freaking Brighton 2.0. He's trying to turn one of the biggest clubs in the world, a team that speaks fluent UCL, into Brighton 2.0. Potter should have never, ever stepped foot in through the halls of Stamford Bridge. He was the wrong guy. And let's be real. Shout out to Nix, because I wanna give credit to Nix. Nix said, "Hey, Gal, please let me finish at least, please." Shout out to Nix, and he was right. Potter's ceiling is Jordan. Potter is your manager. That's his ceiling. His ceiling is Jordan's team. Yes, you. Yes.
What are you waffling about?
Tottenham is his ceiling. Jordan, mute your mic.
I don't
Jordan, mute your mic. Let me talk. Let me cook. Jordan, let me cook. His ceiling is Tottenham, not Chelsea. He should be at Tottenham. That is where he's saying. The issue with Potter is he's a kid in a candy store. Oh my gosh, it's Chelsea. It's wonderful. It's amazing. Let me even come to Kaz and Terry right now. Moyes.
I was about to say that, by the way, before you spoke.
You see, I was one of those guys who said that Moyes deserved the summer. Now, in hindsight, and this is something that people don't understand, let me educate you guys in the series right now. All because you overachieve with a small club doesn't mean that you will achieve success at a big club. Coaching a small club is not the same as coaching a big club. I do believe that Moyes just was not the right man for United. That was just a Scottish thing between Fergie and Moyes. 100%, Potter doesn't have the character, the skill, the man-to-man motivation to coach the massive egos and personalities within a big club. The sooner Quidditch, and also his name is Potter, I don't know who Potter is, the sooner Quidditch gets sacked, the better. I don't want to see Quidditch anywhere near that Dortmund game. I don't want to see Quidditch anywhere near Jordan's team on Sunday.
You're talking about 1 second. He's talking about feelings, though. He's talking about feelings. There's no time for feelings. Let's be real. Let's talk about the actual situation I had. You have a bunch of players who came into the place. You have a new owner. You have a situation where he hasn't even been able to have enough time to instill a system.
2 wins in 15.
He got brought in mid-season. Your team was already a mess. This season, I told you guys from the jump, this season's a write-off. Forget about if you lose to Southampton.
Egal, is 2 wins in 15 acceptable? Yes or no? Egal, simple question. Is 2 wins in 15 with all those stuff? Is 2 wins in 15 acceptable with all those issues that you said?
Are we forgetting his injuries? Are we forgetting the fact that he literally?
This is what we're not gonna do now. Sorry, wait, Egal. I hear you just making excuses. Maybe
why are we treating Graham Potter like he's still at Brighton?
So this is what I don't get.
Tom, tell him.
He's got big money. They spent all this money. And let's be honest, at Brighton, all this talk about how amazing was, De Zerbi's doing better than him already. He's turned this Brighton team around and showed that they can be even better. Like they was cooking before, but he had problems at Brighton. His attack and a problem that he had at Brighton, quite frankly, was he couldn't finish games. They used to draw 15 games. They wasn't a team that always got the job done. And Chelsea, yet again, haven't been good all season, haven't played consistent football. And unlike you see Ten Hag's come in, and although that his way of playing hasn't worked, he's got them to play a brand of football that works for that team and those players. He doesn't even know what players to put out every weekend. He's just guessing. It looks like he's doing the lottery because let's be honest,
he was getting booed
no Chelsea fans going into the game knowing what players are going to start, how they're going to play, and what to expect because it's just chop and change too often. And Potter's got to go, man. You can't keep getting an excuse.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. Bless you, Jordan. Bless you.
You guys don't have no patience. Entitled brats that just want to sack managers every year because they think Roman's still here. Daddy Roman's gone.
Egal, you just say this because you're happy where Chelsea are. Egal, I don't trust you. You're just saying this because you're happy that Chelsea are 10.
The reality is, keep crying that you're spoiled brats. Even if you sack him and you bring in a new manager, your underlying problems are still there, and the next manager is going to have to deal with the same.
Egal, I'm telling you right now, Egal, if Luis Enrique isn't announced before that Dortmund game, Egal, we're going to have issues. We're going to have a war.
Luis Enrique comes in. It doesn't change the fact that the players don't know each other's names. It doesn't change the fact that they've just gone to each other. And then
Egal, what if Potter just isn't right for this job?
It doesn't change the fact that Todd Bowley and the whole backroom staff from Brighton came to your club to instill this system and start this whole thing. I genuinely believe you guys don't understand who Todd Bowley is and what he's bringing to the table. He's coming here and he's going to lay down the law. He's going to bring in a manager. He's going to actually give him time and he's going to stick by him. Unlike some of you guys who just want to sack him out.
But
this whole get out, buy now, it's not happening.
That's the point. It's not a good thing if he sticks by him because what we have seen so far from this man, I'll give him one thing. He's been consistently bad, but he's been consistent because there is no excuse for this Chelsea squad, even with all their new signings. The squad that they put out. That is Brighton. That is Brighton. That's the team that were happy to get top half.
But at the beginning, they booed him. And guess what? He sat there and he said, you know what? Sometimes I have to take the criticism. He knows what he's doing wrong and he's trying to fix it. So guess what? At Brighton, first season, he got booed. Second season, what happened? He fired them up.
Brighton. Why? This isn't Brighton.
Hold on. This is the thing. This is not Brighton. Chelsea are not Brighton. Chelsea should not be happy with what they're seeing at the minute. Chelsea Football Club are one of the most successful. Chelsea 2.0. But it can't be Chelsea 2.0 because they still act like Chelsea 1.0 in the market. If they had suddenly went, no, we're not going to spend 105 million, 88 million, 50 million, all this, that, and the other, I'd agree. But they're still spending the money at a big club, so they should have big club expectations. And Graham Potter is not that man.
He's not
the manager of Chelsea Football Club are an arrogant They're an arrogant club. They believe they're the best, so their manager should also share that belief. I don't think Chelsea managers should sit there going into press conferences against Southampton and going, every team in this league's dangerous. Every team can.
No.
You know what's mad, yeah?
Some I would sack him on the spot. I would sack him on the spot for saying that.
You know what's mad though? Yeah, I can't lie. I think you hit the nail on the head. If it was Liverpool, even Tottenham, my club, and it's 2 wins in 15, you gotta go, man. I can't lie. Even me, I'd be impatient. I think you said it. He sounds like David Moyes in his first press conferences when he said he aspires to be like Man City. That instantly for me was like, I don't even like this guy no more. You know what I'm saying?
Are we going to ignore the injuries? Are we going to ignore the?
No. It's not the point. It's not the point. If Ten Hag can come in,
sorry, but even you look at Ten Hag. Ten Hag got a win the other day, and he called out his team and said it wasn't good enough, and like he needs to see more.
There's the big
Potter is out here happy clapping players like he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Oh man, Jordan, please, man, Jordan, man, please. No, bro, he's a kid in the candy store.
I had an epiphany at the weekend, and my mind just changed. He looks to me listen, man looks like a cuck. He looks like he's stroking his wife's hair while some next ball is doing his thing, bub. He just looks too happy. I've got some super chats here I want to do on this. This is a great point, though. Chelsea can't financially afford to sack him because it would cost 82 million plus all these staff deals. That's the issue with this. 12 million a year on a 5-year deal plus 22 million in compensation to Brighton. It would cost 82 million pounds to sack him.
Stupid, man.
That's my belief is that's why they're telling all the journalists that, again, this is where club journalist tier ones can be a problem, because they will just tell, and this isn't a dig at any of the tier one journalists, but what the tier one journalists will do is they will report the news exactly how the club says it. What they won't give you is nuance, which would be, this is what the club have said, but this is what I think should happen. They're just going to say they're backing him, and they're going to make it sound like that's the right thing to do. I believe that there, 82 million pound overall cost. Plus, you add his staff into that, you're probably looking at nearly 100 million pound cost to get rid of him. It's absolutely huge. This comment here from Dan T says, I've been asking Chelsea to be patient. However, I've had a lot of Chelsea friends that just aren't seeing enough. They need leaders and a manager who can get that out of them, is what Dan T says here. He says there's a termination clause in his contract, by the way. There is, but I wonder if it's interesting. Man United wanted to sack Moyes early, but there was always a termination clause where the managers got less money for being sacked if they failed to qualify for the Champions League. So maybe they have to mathematically wait for a particular point before they can get rid of him. Then you'd have to pay for another one of Zidane. Well, if the manager's
worth it though.
Yeah, but, and if the manager's not employed, you don't pay compensation to another football club. So the Luis Enriquez of this world, the Zidanes, they don't have jobs. Potches, I'm just throwing that name out there. I like Kaz, but that Chelsea second prediction is
I dare you remember that. You know what? I thought he was going to do business. I'm a big backer of Pod. Hey, look, Hope, yeah. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. You know, one of them ones. No lies there. You're stuck with my man.
If you know, you know. Eduardo here says, as an Arsenal fan, I like Igal, but he is totally wrong here. Brighton mentality is different than Chelsea's mentality. I enjoy seeing them struggle. Can't have a small club mentality when it comes to managers. And Winter surfaces, this camp councillor M3 has got to go. Potter out. As what's been said there. And just slightly off the subject, this is from Honesty that says it's neither Rashford or Saka's celebration. It's Lord Bentner's celebration. He even mentioned it online.
Yeah, but no one remembers though.
No one cares about Bentner, man.
He didn't score a goal to celebrate.
No.
Yeah,
Rashford has made it popular. Let's believe whoever did it first, Rashford has made it. So basically, when you now do this, you now think of Rashford because he made it popular.
He did. He certainly did. Obviously, at the weekend, we saw City, in my opinion, bottle the opportunity to stay top, losing points to